Welcome to Read and Learn English. In this story, we will learn about the life of one of the most important leaders of our time, Barack Obama. He made history by becoming the first African-American president of the United States. But his story is much more than just politics. It's about hope, change, and the power of believing in yourself. Barack Obama grew up with big dreams, and through hard work, determination, and belief in unity, he became the 44th president. In this story, you will follow his journey from his early life to becoming a global leader, inspiring millions of people around the world. Let's start this amazing journey together and discover how Barack Obama became a symbol of hope and change. Chapter 1. A boy named Barack. Barack Obama was born on August 4, 1961, in Hawaii, a group of islands in the United States. His full name is Barack Hussein Obama II. His first name, Barack, means blessed in the Swahili language. Barack was a small boy with a big smile and big dreams. Barack's father came from Kenya, a country in Africa. His name was Barack Obama Sr. He was smart and went to study in the United States. Barack's mother was an American woman named Ann Dunham. She was kind and curious about the world. She loved learning and teaching others. Barack's parents met in college. They loved each other, but they were very different. After a few years, they separated. Barack was still very young when his father left and went back to Kenya. Barack lived with his mother and her family in Hawaii. Even though his father was far away, Barack often thought about him. As a child, Barack had many questions. He wondered, who am I? Where do I belong? He looked different from many other children around him. He had brown skin, curly hair, and a name that many people could not say easily. Sometimes, this made him feel alone. But Barack's mother always told him, "You can be anything you want to be." Barack loved to read. He read books about people from many places. He liked stories about heroes and leaders. He also loved to write. He wrote poems and stories about life and dreams. Barack wanted to understand people and help make the world better. Barack's grandparents helped raise him, too. They lived in a small apartment in Hawaii. They did not have much money, but they gave Barack love, support, and a good education. His grandfather told him stories about war and peace. His grandmother worked hard in a bank and showed him the power of women at work. When Barack was 6 years old, his mother married another man. His name was Lolo Soetoro, and he was from Indonesia. Barack moved with them to Jakarta, the capital city of Indonesia. He lived there for 4 years. Life in Indonesia was very different. Barack saw people who were poor and people who were sick. He also saw kindness and smiles. He learned to be strong and to care about others. Barack went to school in Indonesia. He learned a new language. He made new friends. But after a few years, his mother sent him back to Hawaii to study. She wanted him to have a good education. Barack missed her, but he worked hard in school. He knew she believed in him. Barack's young life was full of change. He lived in different places and met many kinds of people. These experiences helped him grow. He began to understand that the world was big, but people were the same in many ways. Everyone wanted peace, respect, and a good life. As Barack grew older, he kept asking questions. He wanted to know where he came from. He wanted to learn about his father in Kenya. He also wanted to understand his place in America. These questions were not always easy, but they helped him find his voice. Barack was just a boy, but he was already learning big lessons. He was learning how to listen, how to care, and how to dream. Chapter 2. Growing up in Hawaii. Barack Obama lived most of his childhood in Hawaii. Hawaii is a group of islands in the Pacific Ocean. It is warm, green, and full of beaches and palm trees. Barack loved the ocean. He liked to swim and play with his friends on the beach. Hawaii was a beautiful place to grow up. Barack lived with his mother, Anne, and later with his grandparents, Stanley and Madeline Dunham. They all loved him very much. They helped him feel safe and supported. Barack called his grandfather Gramps and his grandmother Toot, which was short for Tutu, a Hawaiian word for grandmother. Gramps told Barack stories about life, war, and adventure. He liked to joke and laugh. Toot worked hard at the bank and was very smart. She taught Barack about being responsible and doing your best. Barack saw how strong and kind his grandparents were. He wanted to be like them. Barack went to a good school in Honolulu, the capital city of Hawaii. The school's name was Punahou School. It was a private school, and Barack had to work hard to get in. There were not many other black students at the school. Sometimes, Barack felt different from the other kids. But he made friends, played sports, and did well in class. He liked to read books, play basketball, and learn about the world. He was very good at basketball, and the sport helped him feel confident. He played with his friends after school and on weekends. He also began to write more. He wrote poems and essays. Writing helped him understand his thoughts and feelings. Even though Barack smiled and had fun, he sometimes felt confused. He still had many questions about his father, who lived far away in Kenya. He didn't know much about him. But one day, when Barack was 10 years old, his father came to visit. Barack was excited and nervous. He had not seen his father since he was a baby. For a few weeks, they spent time together. His father told him stories about Africa, about family, and about pride. Barack listened carefully. He saw that his father was strong, smart, and proud of his roots. After the visit, his father returned to Kenya. Barack never saw him again. That short visit was very important. It helped Barack feel proud of his African roots. It made him want to learn more about his background. He started to think more about who he was and what he wanted to do in the future. Barack's mother, Anne, was also a big part of his life, even when she was away. She believed in education and helping others. She later worked in Indonesia, helping poor people start small businesses. Barack missed her, but he knew she was doing good work. In high school, Barack made some mistakes. Sometimes he didn't study. Sometimes he felt lost. But with time, he learned. He began to understand that he needed to work hard to have a better life. His grandparents helped him stay on the right path. They believed he could do great things. Barack began to think about college. He wanted to learn more and see more of the world. He wanted to help people. He dreamed of making a difference. He did not yet know how, but he believed he could do it. Growing up in Hawaii helped shape Barack Obama. The people, the culture, and the lessons from his family all became part of who he was. Barack was ready to take the next step. He was ready to leave the island and start his journey to becoming a leader. Chapter 3. Life in School and College. After high school, Barack Obama left Hawaii. He moved to Los Angeles to go to college. His first school was Occidental College. It was the first time he lived far away from his family. It was a big change, but Barack was ready to learn and grow. At college, Barack met people from many different places. They had new ideas and big dreams. Barack started thinking more about the world. He read many books and asked many questions. He wanted to understand history, people, and how the world works. After 2 years, Barack moved to New York City. He started studying at Columbia University. Columbia was a big, famous school. New York City was full of life, noise, and people. It was very different from quiet Hawaii. Barack studied political science. This means he learned about governments, laws, and how people live together in a country. He liked reading and writing about problems in the world. He wanted to help fix those problems. Life in New York was not easy. Barack lived in a small apartment. He did not have much money. Sometimes he felt lonely. But he did not give up. He kept going to class. He kept reading and learning. He knew that education was the key to a better future. During this time, Barack also thought a lot about his identity. He was a young black man in a big city. He thought about who he was and what his story meant. He wanted to help people like him, people who sometimes felt unseen or unheard. After finishing college, Barack wanted to do more. He wanted to help people, not just read about problems. So, he moved to Chicago, a big city in the middle of the United States. In Chicago, Barack worked as a community organizer. He worked in poor neighborhoods where many people did not have good jobs or homes. He helped people come together. He listened to their problems. He helped them speak to the government and ask for better schools, cleaner streets, and safer homes. This work was hard, but it was also important. Barack saw that small changes could help many people. He also learned how to lead, how to speak clearly, and how to listen. While working in Chicago, Barack also started to go to church. He wanted to feel closer to people and to something bigger than himself. His church community gave him strength and hope. After a few years, Barack decided he needed more education to help more people. He wanted to understand the law and how to change it. So, he applied to Harvard Law School, one of the best schools in the world. He was accepted. This was a big moment. Barack was going to Harvard. He packed his bags and moved to Massachusetts to begin the next part of his journey. Chapter 4. Learning about the world. Barack Obama started a new life at Harvard Law School. It was one of the most famous law schools in the world. Students there came from many countries. They were smart, strong, and ready to work hard. Barack felt excited, but also a little nervous. At Harvard, Barack studied many things about law, justice, and government. He learned how laws are made. He learned how to help people with the law. He also learned how to speak clearly and write with power. Barack worked hard every day. He read books, wrote papers, and joined school groups. He also made friends who cared about helping people, just like him. One day, something big happened. Barack was chosen to be the president of the Harvard Law Review. This was a student magazine about law. It was a very big honor. He was the first African-American student to be chosen for this job. People across the country heard about it. They saw that Barack was special. Even with all this success, Barack stayed kind and calm. He didn't act like he was better than others. He listened to people and worked as a team. He believed good leaders must care and listen. After finishing law school, Barack had many choices. He could work at a big law office and make a lot of money. But he remembered his time in Chicago. He remembered the people he helped there. He wanted to go back and continue that work. So Barack returned to Chicago. He worked as a civil rights lawyer. He helped people who were treated unfairly. He also became a teacher. He taught law at the University of Chicago. His students liked him. He explained things clearly and asked good questions. During this time, Barack also took a special trip to Kenya. He wanted to learn more about his father's country. He met his father's family. He saw where his father grew up. He learned about life in Africa. It helped him feel closer to his roots. The trip made Barack think about his full story, his American side and his African side. He felt proud of both. He now understood that he could be a bridge between people. He could connect different worlds. Barack also wrote a book about his life. The book was called Dreams from My Father. It told the story of his childhood, his father, and his search for identity. People liked the book. It showed that Barack was honest, smart, and full of heart. Barack's life was changing. He had studied hard, traveled far, and helped many people. But there was more to come. He wanted to do something even bigger. He wanted to help not just one city, but the whole country. Barack was thinking about something new. He was thinking about politics. Chapter 5. A Voice for Change. Barack Obama wanted to help more people. He had worked in Chicago. He had taught students. He had helped people with the law. Now he was ready for the next step. He wanted to work in government. He wanted to make new laws and speak for the people. In 1996, Barack ran for the Illinois State Senate. This job is in the state government. He wanted to help the people in his city. Many people believed in him. They saw he was smart and honest. He won the election. As a state senator, Barack worked hard. He listened to the people. He made plans to improve schools, health care, and jobs. He wanted to help poor families and young people. He worked with other leaders to make life better in Illinois. People began to notice Barack. He was different. He was calm and clear when he spoke. He used simple words. He spoke with hope and kindness. He did not shout or get angry. He made people believe in a better future. In 2004, Barack decided to run for the U.S. Senate. This was a much bigger job. The U.S. Senate is part of the government of the whole country. It meets in Washington, D.C. Only 2 people from each state are in the U.S. Senate. At first, not many people knew Barack outside Illinois. But something special happened. He gave a speech at a big meeting called the Democratic National Convention. In the speech, he talked about unity, hope, and the American dream. His speech was powerful. He said, "There is not a Black America, and a White America, and Latino America, and Asian America. There's the United States of America." Millions of people watched the speech on TV. They liked him. They listened. They believed. Soon after, Barack won the election. He became a U.S. Senator. He now had a voice in the national government. In the Senate, Barack worked on health care, education, and foreign policy. He visited other countries. He spoke to leaders around the world. He wanted peace, not war. He wanted fairness and respect for all people. Barack was not just a senator. He was also a father and a husband. He loved his family. He and his wife, Michelle Obama, had 2 daughters, Malia and Sasha. Barack always made time for them, even when he was busy. Many people started asking a big question. Could Barack Obama be president one day? It seemed possible. He was young, but wise. He cared. He worked hard. He gave people hope. Barack had a big choice to make. Should he run for President of the United States? Chapter 6. The Road to the White House. Barack Obama had a big dream. He wanted to be the President of the United States. No African American had ever done this before. But Barack believed in change. He believed in the people, and many people believed in him too. In 2007, Barack said, "Yes, I will run for president." Some people were surprised. He was still young. He had not been in the U.S. Senate for very long. But he was brave. He wanted to lead with hope, not fear. He started to travel all across the country. He went to big cities and small towns. He met families, students, workers, and older people. He listened to their stories. He talked about making life better for everyone. His message was simple. Yes, we can. These words gave people hope. They felt strong. They felt ready to help. Many young people joined his campaign. They gave their time and energy. They wanted a new kind of leader. Barack talked about important things. He wanted better schools for children. He wanted health care for every family. He wanted to stop war and bring peace. He wanted people to work together, not fight each other. The race for president was not easy. He had to win many elections in each state. He ran against strong people, including Hillary Clinton. But slowly, he began to win. More and more people voted for him. In 2008, something big happened. Barack Obama became the Democratic Party's choice for president. Now he had to run against the Republican candidate, John McCain. It was a long and hard election. There were many speeches, TV ads, and interviews. But Barack stayed calm. He kept saying, "Yes, we can." He told the people, "We are one nation. We are one people, and our time for change has come." People listened. People hoped. People voted. On November 4th, 2008, the results came. Barack Obama won. He was elected the 44th President of the United States. People cried. People cheered. People hugged in the streets. For the first time in history, the United States had a black president. Barack Obama stood in front of the world and said, "Change has come to America." It was a moment of history, but this was just the beginning. Now, Barack had to lead the country. Chapter 7. Leading the Nation. Barack Obama became the President of the United States in January 2009. On a cold day in Washington, D.C., millions of people came to watch. They stood outside in the snow. They wanted to see history. People around the world watched on TV. Barack stood and put his hand on a Bible. He spoke the president's promise. He said he would work hard, protect the people, and follow the law. Then, he gave his first speech as president. He spoke about hope, peace, and working together. Barack was now the leader of a big country. It was a hard time. Many people had lost their jobs. The economy was weak. Some families had no homes. Barack knew he had a big job to do. He worked with his team to fix the economy. He helped banks and small businesses. He gave money to schools and people without jobs. Slowly, things started to get better. Barack also worked on health care. Many people in the U.S. could not see a doctor because it was too expensive. He wanted to change that. He helped pass a new law. It was called the Affordable Care Act. Many people called it Obamacare. It helped millions of people get health insurance. Some people liked the law, others did not. But Barack stayed calm. He believed it was the right thing to do. Barack also worked to keep the country safe. He ended a long war in Iraq. He sent more help to soldiers in Afghanistan. In 2011, U.S. forces found and killed Osama bin Laden, the man behind the 9/11 attacks. This was a big moment for the country. Barack also cared about the planet. He wanted to stop pollution and protect nature. He made new rules to keep the air and water clean. He told people to use clean energy, like wind and sun. Barack also believed in equal rights. He said everyone should be treated the same. In 2015, the U.S. Supreme Court said same-sex marriage was legal in all 50 states. Barack supported this change. During his time as president, Barack stayed close to his family. He lived in the White House with his wife Michelle and their daughters Malia and Sasha. He played with them, read books, and helped with homework when he could. He wanted to be a good father as well as a good president. Barack worked hard every day. He made mistakes sometimes, but he always tried to do the right thing. He spoke with respect. He listened to people. He gave people hope. In 2012, Barack ran for president again. He told the people, "Let's keep going." The people voted, and once again, Barack Obama won. He became president for a second term. Chapter 8: A Legacy of Hope. Barack Obama began his second term as president in 2013. He was still full of energy and ideas. He wanted to keep helping the people of the United States. He wanted to make life better for all. In his second term, Barack worked on many things. He continued to support education. He believed every child should have a chance to learn. He helped schools get more money and teachers get more training. He told young people to stay in school and follow their dreams. He also worked to make college more affordable. He gave students more help to pay for classes. He knew education was the key to a better future. Barack still worked on health care. More people signed up for insurance. They could now see a doctor when they were sick. Some people still had problems with the new system, but Barack kept trying to improve it. He also talked about climate change. He said the earth was getting hotter and we needed to act fast. He wanted clean air, clean water, and a safe planet for the future. He made plans to cut pollution and use more green energy. In 2014, Barack started a program called My Brother's Keeper. It helped young boys and men of color. The program gave support, advice, and care. Barack wanted every child to feel important and loved. Around the world, Barack kept working for peace. He made a deal with Iran to stop them from making dangerous weapons. He also worked with Cuba, a country the U.S. had not talked to for many years. He opened the door for better friendship between the two nations. In 2016, Barack's time as president was ending. He had worked for 8 years. The people chose a new president. Barack said goodbye with a smile and a hopeful heart. In his final speech, he said, "Yes, we did." He thanked the people. He told them to stay strong. He said that change comes when people stand together and believe. After the White House, Barack and Michelle Obama stayed active. They wrote books, gave speeches, and helped young leaders. They started a foundation to teach and inspire others. They still wanted to make a difference. Barack Obama made history. He was the first African-American president, but he was more than that. He was a leader, a teacher, a father, and a man of hope. He showed the world that anything is possible. Chapter 9: Life After the White House. In 2017, Barack Obama finished his time as President of the United States. He and his family moved out of the White House. A new president took his place. But Barack was not done helping people. He still had work to do. After the White House, Barack and Michelle Obama stayed in Washington, D.C. They wanted their daughters, Malia and Sasha, to finish school. They started a new life, but they kept working to support others. Barack wrote a book about his life and time as president. It was called A Promised Land. In the book, he shared his story in his own words. Many people around the world read the book. They learned about his thoughts, his family, and his hopes for the future. Michelle Obama also wrote a book called Becoming. It became very popular. She talked about her life, her family, and her time as First Lady. People were inspired by her strength and honesty. Barack and Michelle started the Obama Foundation. This group helps young leaders from around the world. It gives them tools, ideas, and support to make their communities better. Barack often speaks at schools and events. He tells young people to stay hopeful and never give up. They also created a film and book company called Higher Ground. Through this company, they tell powerful stories. These stories help people learn, feel strong, and understand each other. Even after being president, Barack stayed busy. He talked about kindness, peace, and working together. He shared his message online and in person. He reminded people that real change takes time, but it always starts with hope. Barack also enjoys his free time. He reads books, writes, and plays basketball. He takes long walks with Michelle. He spends time with his daughters. He laughs, learns, and stays healthy. Many people still look up to Barack Obama. They remember his words, "Yes, we can," and now they say, "Yes, we still can." Barack Obama's story is not just about politics. It is a story about dreams, hard work, and believing in yourself. He was the first African American president, but he opened the door for many others to follow. Chapter 10: A Legacy of Change. Barack Obama left the White House after serving for 8 years, but his work did not stop. His legacy as president is about change and the better future he helped create for the United States and the world. One of the most important things Barack did was work for health care. Before he became president, many people in America could not afford to go to the doctor. Barack believed that everyone should be able to see a doctor when they are sick, no matter how much money they have. He created the Affordable Care Act to help millions of people get health insurance. This was a big change that made healthcare more affordable for many Americans. Barack also worked hard to make the world a better place by protecting the environment. He believed that climate change was real and that the earth needed to be protected. He made rules to stop pollution and help the country use clean energy. He also signed the Paris Agreement in 2015, a big international deal to fight climate change and keep the planet safe for future generations. Barack Obama showed the world that leaders should help others. He focused on education, healthcare, and equality. He worked for a future where everyone had the same chance to succeed, no matter where they were born or how much money they had. He believed that everyone is equal and that the American dream was for everyone. After he left the White House, Barack Obama kept working to make the world a better place. He continues to inspire people to fight for justice, equality, and a better future. He still travels to different countries to talk about the importance of peace and helping others. Many people remember Barack Obama for the words he said in his speeches. He spoke about hope, unity, and believing in each other. His story shows that one person can make a difference. Even though he is no longer the president, his work continues to inspire people around the world. Barack Obama's legacy is not just about what he did in office. It is about the hope and change he brought to the country and the world. His story is a reminder that anything is possible if you work hard and believe in what is right. Chapter 11. A Leader for All People. Barack Obama's time as president was important not just for the United States, but for the entire world. He worked hard to bring people together, no matter their background or differences. Barack believed in the idea of unity. He always said that the United States should be a country for everyone. As president, he worked on laws that helped poor families, children, and minorities. He wanted to make sure that everyone had the same chance to succeed. He often said that America is a country where people should be judged by their character, not their skin color. Barack's presidency showed that dreams can come true, no matter where you come from or what you look like. Barack Obama's message was one of hope, change, and love. He encouraged everyone to work together to make the world a better place. His speeches inspired millions of people, not just in America, but around the world. People of all races, religions, and countries listened to his words and were inspired to work for a better future. Barack also showed that being a leader means listening to the people. He always asked for help from others and worked with people from different political parties. He believed that leaders should be humble, kind, and always ready to learn from others. Even after leaving office, Barack Obama continued to be a voice for change. He traveled to many countries and spoke to leaders about peace and equality. He told them that no matter their differences, people should always treat each other with respect and dignity. Chapter 12. Life after the presidency. After leaving the White House, Barack Obama started a new chapter in his life. He was no longer the president, but he still had a lot to give to the world. Barack and Michelle Obama decided to stay in Washington, D.C. for a while. They wanted their daughters, Malia and Sasha, to finish school. In 2017, Barack Obama started working on a big project called the Obama Foundation. This foundation helps young people around the world. It teaches them how to be good leaders and make their communities better. Barack believed that young people are the future, and he wanted to help them grow into strong leaders. Barack also wrote a book about his life. The book is called A Promised Land. In it, he talks about his early life, his time as president, and the challenges he faced. It became a bestseller, and many people read it to learn more about his thoughts and experiences. In addition to writing, Barack and Michelle Obama also created a film production company called Higher Ground. Through this company, they produce stories that are powerful and meaningful. They make documentaries, films, and TV shows that help people learn important lessons about life, love, and leadership. Barack enjoys spending time with his family. He loves to play basketball, read books, and take walks with Michelle. Even though he is no longer president, he is still a strong leader. He speaks at schools and events, sharing his message of hope and kindness. Many people still look up to Barack as a role model. He continues to inspire young people to follow their dreams, no matter how big or small. His message of change and unity will always be a part of his legacy. Barack Obama's journey is far from over. He continues to help people and inspire others. His life reminds us that we can all make a difference, no matter who we are or where we come from. And that is the inspiring story of Barack Obama, the first African-American U.S. president. His journey shows us that with hope, hard work, and dedication, anything is possible. Barack Obama believed that everyone has the power to make a difference, no matter where they come from. His story reminds us that change starts with each of us. Thank you for joining us on this adventure. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more, remember to subscribe to Read and Learn English. Keep learning, keep dreaming, and always remember, yes, we can.